Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Booster C webinar and education session tonight, and really the official launch of our Booster C product in Canada. We are so excited. I was just talking to Russ, and he was telling me that it's been some time that the U.S. have had this product, and we are so excited that it's finally here in Canada. I know I'm personally very excited about it. We know that most of you are at different time zones tonight. We're all the way from Vancouver, probably all the way to Halifax, Nova Scotia. One end of the country to the other, we know it ranges from probably 5 o'clock till maybe 9 o'clock. So we want to thank you for taking the time to be part of this tonight. We know you're excited, and we are as excited. Now, in the chat, I would love for you to share where you are joining us from tonight. So put in the chat which city or even which province you're joining us from tonight. We know we go from coast to coast to coast, and we're very excited to have everybody on this call. How are we doing there? Everybody writing in the chat where they're from? Well, maybe the chat isn't working. Is the chat working, Sabina? Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to move forward, and then we're going to sort that out. And because I do love to see where everybody's from, and I love the reaction to what everybody's going to learn tonight and what they're going to share even maybe later. So let's move on. And you know, I'm excited that you're joining us, but I'm really excited because we have two very special guests tonight. First guest is none other than Russ Barton. And I'm going to read you a little bit about Russ. Many of you, if you've been in USANA for longer than a week, you probably know who Russ Barton is, but I am going to share it anyway because it's an amazing introduction and great accolades. So Russ earned his MS degree in nutritional science from Brigham Young University in 1993 and a BS degree in zoology also from Brigham Young University in 1988. Russ joined the USANA science team in 1997 after working as a licensed environmental health specialist, a health consultant for an international weight management company, and teaching nutrition courses at a local state college. In 2000, he was certified as a nutrition specialist by the Certification Board of American College of Nutrition. In 2003 and 2004, Russ attended Harvard University, continuing medical education in practical approaches to the treatment of obesity. In 2005, he was certified as a sports nutritionist by the International Society of Sports Nutrition. He regularly attends conferences and meetings to maintain his certification status and, of course, keep updated on the current issues related to nutrition research. Russ has assisted in or co-authored several published scientific research papers. As part of his many roles at USANA over the years, he has written hundreds of research-related articles and answered over, are you ready for this, 120,000 health and product-related questions. In addition to answering questions, he manages the Ask the Scientist Facebook page, which has over 1 million followers. That's quite a job in itself. A senior manager of global health and sciences education, most people in USANA know him as Ask the Science Guy. Please give a big Canadian welcome to Russ Barton. Take it away, Russ.
Thank you, Roger. I appreciate that. See if I can share my screen without issue this time. Let's see. Oh, I guess that worked. Can you see it? Can you see my screen?
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Well, as you all know, we're here to talk about Booster C600. As Roger mentioned, it's been a long time coming. We've had this in the U.S. since 2010, so we really fast-tracked this product to get it to you as quick as possible. We're really glad that you're able to finally get this product. Now, just for information's sake, it's called Booster C600 because there's 600 milligrams of vitamin C, and it's there to help boost your immune system. So not really a clever name, but quite descriptive. And the main focus of this product really is in supporting healthy immune system and maintaining good health. It's really important, especially this time of year. I don't know about where you guys are. Fall is a beautiful time of year, but it's also that time of year where we start getting the scratchy throats and are always aware of coming down with something. So it's a perfect timing for this. So let's get into some of the key ingredients in this product. We'll start off with a couple ingredients that are new that we don't have in any other products. One is an extract from the flower of echinacea. That's probably pretty commonly, most of you have probably heard of this before. Echinacea's been used for generations for supporting immune health. One thing, echinacea has a lot of compounds that work very well as antioxidants, but also it's thought that echinacea can stimulate what's called TNF, tumor necrosis factor, and that basically what that does is stimulates inflammation, which is part of the immune response. And again, it's just good as an overall antioxidant as well. Elderberry, like other black and blue fruits and vegetables, it's loaded with polyphenols known as anthocyanins. These are compounds that provide a lot of benefit as far as antioxidant activity. Elderberry is also thought to increase the number of white blood cells. And I should have mentioned also is thought to increase the number of white blood cells. White blood cells, of course, are part of your innate immune system. And then thirdly, we have vitamin C, or Poly C, the namesake of the product. And vitamin C, of course, everyone knows vitamin C as a benefit. There's always been a connection between colds and immune system and vitamin C. But vitamin C works in several different ways to support your immune health. Number one, and first and foremost, is as a physical benefit. The vitamin C is a precursor to the most important structural protein in the body, which is collagen. So all the lining of your cardiovascular system, all your vessels and surrounding organs, collagen is an important structural protein there. So vitamin C is really important for the integrity of your vascular system. And then on maybe even a more obvious level, vitamin C is can protect the skin, which is your first physical barrier for your immune system. Vitamin C provides antioxidant benefit to help maintain the integrity of your skin. Number two, vitamin C has important roles with white blood cells. White blood cells known as neutrophils are loaded with vitamin C, and they have to do with a process called phagocytosis. Many of you may have seen like videos of the little white blood cell chasing around a piece of bacteria and engulfing it. It's called phagocytosis, this engulfing of bacteria and toxins. Vitamin C is also important in clearing those neutrophils, and efficient clearing of those neutrophils makes it less likely for necrosis or any toxicity to set in. So vitamin C is kind of important in that whole white blood cell life cycle there. Also, there might be some gene-related effects with vitamin C. They potentially help with differentiation and proliferation of B and T cells, which are lymphocytes, another part of the immune system. They're also white blood cells. So vitamin C plays numerous roles, which is one reason it is kind of the primary functional ingredient here. And then lastly, but not least, we have the mineral zinc. Zinc is really important for the proper functioning of immune cells. And zinc plays a role in supporting the health of a gland called the thymus gland. You might have even heard of the thymus gland. It's a small gland that is in the upper part behind your chest, in between the lungs. It's part of the lymphatic system, along with the tonsils, appendix, and the spleen. And the thymus's role is to mature and train T cells. Your white blood cells called T cells initially come from, are produced from your marrow, and then that travels to your thymus where they mature and are essentially trained. By the time your teen years are over or early adulthood, you have all the T cells that you're going to need for the rest of your life. But zinc is an important factor in maintaining a healthy thymus and that training of those T cells. Zinc also plays a role in cell division and cell growth, wound healing, and in just the proper function of immune cells. In fact, zinc and vitamin C often show up together in immune products, immune health products, and that's because they really work to protect against oxidative damage and maintaining this cellular function and integrity. They also help regenerate or recycle other antioxidants like vitamin E, which is also important for immune health. So you will see those two paired together in a lot of products. One thing I wanted to mention about Poly C, the form that is in this product, I see a lot written about Poly C providing higher vitamin C levels for longer in the body. And I just want to clarify that a little because this is an in-house study that we did way back when we compared this buffered vitamin C that we call Poly C. We compared that to straight ascorbic acid and found that after a couple hours, the Poly C did provide higher levels of vitamin C to the plasma than straight ascorbic acid. But you'll see on this chart, the upper line is the Poly C and the lower line is ascorbic acid. It's higher in the blood plasma between like 2 and 4 and 5 hours, but it does drop down to baseline similarly to ascorbic acid. So it doesn't necessarily stay in the body longer. It just provides higher levels for a few hours. So if you were to take vitamin C, say, every 4 to 6 hours during the day, conceivably you could maintain higher plasma vitamin C levels. You can find this chart on AskTheScientist.com. If you just type in Poly C, you can pull this chart up along with the study if you're interested. Okay, let's look at the label. The first things on the label is the vitamin C, and you'll see that that's broken down into, there's really 3 forms there. There's a little bit of straight ascorbic acid, then the potassium, magnesium, zinc, and calcium are that buffer the vitamin C, and that's the form we call Poly C. And then there's a little bit of sodium ascorbate as well. There's a little bit of straight ascorbic acid mainly because being a powder and a drink, it does add some tartness to the drink, so it's partially for flavor. But the majority of the vitamin C is buffered with these minerals. And what that really means is higher dosage, it's much less likely to irritate a stomach. So there are people that are sensitive to high doses of vitamin C, and having it buffered like this not only provides a little bit higher levels to the plasma in those hours I showed you before, but it just helps buffer the stomach. So there's 600 milligrams, and on the label, the 600 milligrams of vitamin C itself, not the amount of the minerals. But then there's 100 milligrams of echinacea extract and 30 milligrams of black elderberry, and then 10 milligrams of chelated zinc. And I would point out with the zinc, 10 milligrams doesn't seem like a very high dosage. It actually is a significant dosage. But part of the reason it's not higher is we have 20 milligrams of zinc in the Cell Essentials, and we have 6 milligrams in our product called Glucamune. There's 10 milligrams in our eye product, Vision X. And so we had to be wary of staying in that safe and moderate level of zinc. Zinc is one of those, if you get too high a dosage, say over 80 milligrams a day, it can actually negatively impact your immune system. So you want to stay in that optimal zone of 20 to 80 milligrams. As far as the use, there's a couple claims on here that are good to use, which is they're quite vague. Of course, you're in Canada, you realize that, but helps to support the immune system and maintain good health. There's only a couple warnings on this one, and it mentions that a diuretic effect may occur. In the 13 years we've had this in the U.S., I have never once had this comment or I don't even really know what that's based on, to be honest. So that is not something I would expect. And of course, if somebody's sensitive or allergic to any of the ingredients, you want to be aware of that. As far as its use, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you should consult your healthcare professional. And then this is a case where, because this product does stimulate the immune system, if you are being treated for an autoimmune disease like lupus or MS or any other autoimmune disease, or taking medication for autoimmune diseases, you should really talk to your healthcare provider or your healthcare professional and just make sure that this is appropriate. It's not automatic, but I definitely would pass it by your health professional. And then I did want to mention, I put on the bottom here the other ingredients, which are mostly a few sugars and flavorings. There is a very small amount of evaporated cane juice, which is sucrose, fructose, and xylitol. The total is only 2 grams. So it's a very minimal amount of sugar. It's not enough to affect your blood glucose levels or to really provide any calories. It's only about 10 calories. So it's about the sugar and calorie content of a breath mint. So really that shouldn't deter anyone from using this product. It does, but it does need to be palatable. So we did our best to put a mixture that would allow the lowest amount of use possible and still make it palatable. And the nice thing about this drink, that I'm sure those of you have used it, there's a variety of ways you could use it. I've taken it straight out of the packet before. You can mix it with cold water. You can even add hot water like a tea. I would not simmer it or boil it, because prolonged exposure to heat will affect the vitamin C. But if you're just pouring it in like a cup of tea and then drinking it immediately, that's perfectly fine. And one thing it does mention here, and I know this has been a question that I've received many times, is this warning about use beyond 8 weeks and talking to your healthcare provider. I think that was really based on some older information, and it's just kind of stayed there. I can't find anything to indicate longer-term use is unsafe. However, because it does, especially the echinacea, does tend to stimulate the immune system, you really don't want chronic overstimulation of the immune system. So this product really is probably best used occasionally for, when you feel something coming on, or just at those times where you need that extra. And then I would give it a little break before using it again. Now, this product is a booster, meaning you really have to, I want to close by talking a little bit about Cell Essentials, which is our foundational vitamin and mineral product. You're going to get the most benefit from the booster if you are also eating healthy and taking a broad spectrum advanced type of vitamin mineral supplement. The Cell Essentials have all 13 of the essential vitamins, a good broad range of important minerals. And your immune system, the booster has several important ingredients that we talked about, but the between your diet and the Cell Essentials, you're also getting very important other nutrients that you need for your immune system. I mentioned T cells being produced in the bone marrow. You need healthy, strong bones for your immune system. It sounds weird, but it's true. So you want to make sure you're getting your calcium and magnesium and vitamin D. You need vitamin B6 and B12 and copper for proper red blood cell production, as well as white blood cells. So make sure you eat as good as you can and take a good foundational product like the Cell Essentials. Now, one of the other advantages of the Cell Essentials is the intelligence complex. And since we're only just briefly touching on this, all I will say about this is that the intelligence complex is a group of compounds that we patented in combination with each other, stimulate certain cell signaling pathways. And one of the things it does is stimulate the production of one of the more important antioxidants in the body, glutathione. And so, again, that's really important for the immune system. So I just didn't want to leave off without throwing in my 2 cents about vitamins and minerals in general. And this is just a good representation of the different compounds that are in the intelligence complex. And I would just, since we don't have time to explain all this, it's a whole different training. Go to askthescientists.com and you can look up a lot of information on intelligence and on the Cell Essentials themselves, and get a good review if you haven't already. So hopefully I didn't go too fast, but I just hope you all have the greatest fall and winter season, and sleep well, manage your stress, eat well, and have the healthiest season ever.
Well, thank you, Russ. Thank you, Russ. Just while we're switching over, there were a couple of questions in the chat that I think are really relevant questions to ask. So I'm going to ask those on their behalf.
Okay.
Sarah and Genevieve, I'm going to say that wrong, but they asked what age kids can start taking Booster C600.
That's a good question. It is formulated for adults, so we really don't have any official recommendations we can make. But I don't know of any dosages and the ingredients that would be harmful for older kids. I think for the younger kids, you might want to check with your doctor to be sure it's appropriate, or maybe take a smaller dosage. The vitamin C level is fairly high, so for the younger kids, but I don't know of anything that's outright unsafe, but they probably should check depending on their age.
Okay, thank you. Aurora asked, is it safe to take Booster C and Poly C together?
Yeah, sure. Again, probably you want to spread them out. I mean, if you're going to take Booster C, I would probably wait 2 or 3 hours before taking Poly C. You'll get a little bit more out of it. You'll absorb it more efficiently if you're taking it a couple hours apart. But you can take them both in the same day, during the same regimen, yes.
Okay, great. And one last question from Sheila. She asks, is fructose the same as high fructose corn syrup?
No, fructose is the simple sugar that you find in a lot of fruits and vegetables. High fructose corn syrup is a combination of fructose and glucose, so it's a little bit different thing.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. Sabina, we'll continue on now. Thank you so much, Russ. We'll thank you at the very end, but if you want to hang on for a couple more minutes, and
sure will. Okay,
that would be great. All right, let's switch back over. Here we go. And just before we hear from our next speaker, earlier I was asking everybody where they were from, and that was really just my way of finding people that we could randomly choose from on this call, because we are giving away a box of Booster C to not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 people that are on this call. And it is, just so you know, in the Canadian marketplace, it is a $49 value. So we'll be retailed at $49. And those winners are, drum roll please, Natalie Pelletier, Marilyn Horn, Carolyn LeBlanc, can see that one quite easily, Jason Liu, Nicole Raylene Huska, and Alicia Zhang. And each of those people that I just mentioned, you will be DM'd directly during this call or immediately after the call. I think during the call, so we can get your contact information. We can send this out to you so you can give your health a boost. Now, with that being done, we do have another special guest with us on the call today, and that is none other than Elisa Grazi. She's a Diamond Director and a Prestige USANA League member. Like I said with Ross, boy, if you don't know who this person is and this amazing lady is, you probably haven't been to one of our calls. You probably haven't been to convention. But so I am going to give a proper introduction to her as well, because her accolades are quite impressive, and it's always valuable to hear them. So Elisa Grazi is a certified nutritionist, international speaker, lifestyle and leadership coach. She's the co-founder of Synergy Movement International, a global community of health-conscious entrepreneurs providing a platform for extraordinary well-being, wealth creation, and holistic living. Her journey in the world of health began as a registered dental hygienist, and her focus shifted to integrative health, I can't speak tonight, and holistic well-being when she experienced her own health crisis and chronic illnesses. She's extremely passionate about transforming lives through promoting wellness, entrepreneurship, and teaching the strategies on how to live in congruency with your value system. Devoted to empowering and educating others on how to live a life full of vibrant vitality and harmony. She loves to challenge and positively influence others to take a lead in all areas of their life, to grow and to live outside their comfort zone while prioritizing their health. She is a Diamond Director with USANA Health Sciences and has been in both Growth 25 and 100 categories and has served on the IDC multiple times. As an active mother of two, she hopes to inspire moms and empower families to live their lives with optimal health and great quality of life, all while contributing to global greatness. Elise is going to share with us the non-scientific side of Booster C600, how it works with her, how she enjoys it, and how she shares it with other people. So Elise, take it away.
Wow, that's quite the introduction. Thank you, Roger. I'm so humbled, and I think we need to shorten it. But I just want to take a minute and thank Russ. That was incredible. I learned so much, and truly, I love how you take the science, Russ, and you deliver it to all of us in such a simple way so that we can all implement it and understand it. So, Russ, thank you so much. I know I email you all the time, and we're also grateful for what you do within the USANA family, and especially through Ask the Scientist. Thank you. And all right, let's dive in. So, I'm here to share a little bit about my experience and just why I love this product so much. As many of you know, and you can see in the chat, we've been waiting for Booster C in Canada for quite some time. And I've actually been really begging for this product to arrive, and so we're so thrilled. We're so happy that it's finally here. We're over the moon because we were really just like, okay, stop ordering it from the NFR. Let's make it accessible right here in Canada. So thank you to our USANA Canada team as well for making this happen. As Roger mentioned, I am a mom of two. We are constantly on the move, action-packed schedules. And I think most of you can relate to this. We want to stay on top of our health game. We want to stay on top of our immune health as well. And Russ, highlighted the fact that as we move into new seasons, there tends to be a bit of a focus on supporting our immune function. So really, this product couldn't have come at a better time. How many of you guys agree with that? Like, talk about perfect timing to launch it here in Canada. So with that being said, there are so many things I love about this product aside from the amazing blend of antioxidants and vitamins and herbs, that immune boosting blend that Russ educated us all on. There's so many benefits. We know that. But one of the things that's super awesome is that it's just so user-friendly. The packaging, so I have one right here actually, if you guys haven't seen the single packets. It's such a win to have them in these single little packets. Russ mentioned that he takes it straight into his mouth, which sometimes I do that. If I'm on the go, I'm traveling. How many of you love traveling? Write in the chat. Are you an avid traveler, or do you love to, take little adventures across town, whatever it may be? How easy is it to just throw this into your back pocket? I know for myself, I never leave home without it. So huge win. And my entire family loves it. So whether you take it straight, you add it to a little bit of your water, or you throw it into what we call like a booster smoothie, you can get really creative. Actually, we just hosted a fun ladies' night, and we had a specialist that creates really cool mixologist type drinks, utilize our boosters for a fun sort of luxury mocktail, which was a health and wellness drink, of course, and we called it like a pineapple booster bubbly. We had a lot of fun with this. So you can get really creative. Now, here's something we do in our home and with our family, depending on the time of year, and of course, depending on whatever makes you happy, drink it hot, drink it cold. But sometimes we actually like making it into popsicles. You could get really creative and have fun with different ways of including this within your day in and day out. It's very, like I said, user friendly, and my entire family loves it. So some of the other things that I just wanted to highlight real quick, if you are maybe somebody dealing with a little bit more stress, you're going to be, maybe you're going to be traveling, maybe there's something coming up in your life that you feel is going to put a little bit more strain, let's say, on your immune system. I know I also like to use it preventatively. I hope that's fair to say, Russ, but you can always consider something like this as a preventative measure, aside from the fact, as Russ mentioned, when you're dealing with that itchy, scratchy throat factor, right? Being that we're heading into flu season. All right, so there definitely are so many aspects of the Booster C, aside from the amazing science behind it, that are beneficial. So just consider where you're at currently in your life and when it can come into the best use, but definitely something my entire family is obsessed with and utilizing. Lastly, how I share it, again, it's conveniently packed in a single dosage. So these are really easy to share for people within your community, your friends and family. Maybe you're hosting a little gathering or a little event. You could always, provide a single stick for a sample. You might want to share a little bit of what we just learned today from our amazing scientists through your social media feed. I know that on our USANA website, we also have amazing tools through our media center that gives you some great visual content that you can share. So with that being said, there are so many ways that I think this incredible product is going to serve us in Canada, and I couldn't be more thrilled and more excited to have this here with us at this time of the year, especially with the season we're heading into. Hopefully that's covering what Roger wanted me to deliver on, and if there are any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, Elisa. So appreciate that. And, like I said, it's always great to hear from the scientist. We always like to hear, the science behind it, but really it's also about how we can use it day to day and how different people take advantage of these products and really use them. And I love the fact that it's a single stick. I always have, in fact, I have them everywhere. I have them in my briefcase. I have them at home. I have them in my office. And anytime I start to feel like I'm even getting a little run down, I just take one. I don't even do it in water either. I dump it right into my mouth, kind of get on, real quick, nice and easy. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Elisa, for sharing your time and sharing your experience with us. We really value that. Russ, I want to thank you for taking time away from your family and work tonight to share with us. It's always great to have you. We wish we could have you in person all across the country all the time. But, since the pandemic, we've learned how to use an online platform, and it's really a great opportunity for us, and it's a great tool for us to be able to use to share you with everybody across the country all at once. So thank you for being with us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And lastly, thank you to everybody who was on this call tonight. We want to thank you for taking the time to learn about Booster C. Many of you have already used it and already love it. And for those of you who have not, we encourage you to give it a try and give both your health and in some cases your business a real boost. So thank you, everybody. Have yourself a great evening, and we will talk to you again really soon. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.